Self-esteem comes from self-control, not the other way around. Okay? You feel joy, you feel fulfillment, you feel achievement in yourself, you feel pride in yourself whenever you exercise self-control successfully, right? Whenever you keep yourself from indulging mostly in things that are bad for you, because really nobody really indulges that much in things that are good for them, right? We usually love to indulge in things that are not so good for us, but we try to balance it, right? It's like eating junk food every once in a while, right? Of course, you should treat yourself to a burrito whenever you feel like, hey, I'm craving burrito, I deserve it. I worked out 4 times this week. I went extra hard. I stayed on the treadmill a little bit longer. I hit the weights a little bit harder so I could enjoy this burrito, right? It's that self-control, that discipline, that self-discipline that gives you self-esteem. And this is why people on the left, right? I hate to keep pointing them out, but it's true. People on the left who preach, do whatever you want, have no self-esteem, right? And and you see this play out in their behavior. They're very angry. They're very easily irritated. They're very emotional. They lack any type of self-control and any type of self-discipline, right? So much so that they hold you responsible for their poor health choices, right? This is why we have this body positivity movement where they want to be able to tell chicks, eat as what eat like a fat pig, right? And men should accept you no matter what. Don't you dare shame her. Don't you dare not date this woman because you're a fat phobe if you don't date this chick. Oh, you're just a phobe and you're probably support white supremacy and all this other stuff. They just start going crazy on you when this is their responsibility. It's nobody else's but theirs. But they don't want it, since they're too cowardly and too much of a pussy to take any self-accountability, they place it on everyone else to be complicit in their delusion. Okay? That is the epitome of weakness, of cowardness. Okay? Because self-esteem does not come from doing whatever I want, indulging in whatever I want, living for pleasure while avoiding pain and 24/7 hedonism. No, self-esteem and fulfillment comes from self-control. Okay? Self-control is what keeps you from becoming depressed, from becoming a drug addict, from becoming an alcoholic, from becoming a homeless, jobless degenerate, from becoming a fat loser who plays video games in your mom's basement all day. Self-control keeps you from doing that. Why? Because you know that even if you are going to do those things and you're going to indulge, you're only going to indulge a little bit to where you feel, okay, I deserve this day off. I deserve it, but you know what? This week I'm going to pound the pavement hard because I got to get things done, right? I'm a person on the move. Okay, I got to get things done. Yeah, that's Cash snoring. He's like, people always wonder, who is that? Who is that snoring? You got your grandpa over there? No, it's just Cash, my pug. They're notorious for snoring, by the way. These pugs are like, but I go right to sleep. It's very therapeutic. It's weird. It used to bother me when I first got Cash. He used to be so much louder, but then as he got older, I got used to it. And now I'm like, I just fall right to sleep once he starts snoring. It makes me want to go to sleep, unless I'm shooting coaching videos. But not to get off track. Self-esteem really does come from self-control. You really do feel better about yourself, and you really take pride in who you are when you have self-control, right? I mean, even something like losing weight, right? When you lose, say you set a goal for yourself to lose 10 pounds, and then you lose those 10 pounds. You just are on top of the world, aren't you? You just feel great about yourself because you know you had to exercise some self-control. You know you couldn't be going to Wendy's like every day, like you're used to, right? You had to instead maybe go to Whole Foods and go to a salad bar and get yourself some spinach and chicken or some steak, and stop eating such crap. And you had to lay off the potato chips before bedtime, and you had to lay off the milkshakes and start getting protein shakes instead. You had to start exercising some self-control in order to get to your goal, right? I mean, even for women, right? Because now, like, women are being encouraged to just sleep around, do whatever you want, have sex with as many men as you want, chase that corporate career, don't have a family, right? And look what's happening. Women are more miserable than ever. Women are not happier sleeping around with all these men. They are more miserable than ever before, because to sleep with a bunch of men takes no self-control at all. To just indulge in, you know, sex, it really doesn't take any self-control, right? It's a very vacuous lifestyle. I mean, even for men, you know, because I've seen some of these PUAs like brag about like, they slept with thousands of women, it's all cool. No, man, it can be pretty vacuous. You know, I've been there, trust me, I've done that. You know, I'm putting that life behind me, and you know, it was, sometimes I reminisce on it. I'm like, man, how did I do all that? You know, and as at times, I mean, to be honest, as cool as it felt like at the time, it was also empty, right? I felt like, okay, at one point I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know, and this is why I started preaching to guys, just like, hey, you could either use what I teach you. I'm still going to teach you stuff regardless, but I'm like, it's on you to use it for good or evil, right? You could use it for good and find yourself a cool chick to bring in your life and make the world a better place, right? And add value to each other's lives. Or you can use it to go out there and be self-destructive and destroy people's lives. I mean, you can. I mean, it's a very dangerous skill. But regardless, make no mistake about it. Self-esteem comes from self-control. Okay? That's the only place it can come from. It doesn't come from lack of self-control, because lack of self-control, which you see just very blatantly on the left these days from the woke, again, I hate to keep, you know, holding their feet to the fire, but I see it overwhelmingly with the left, that there is no accountability with them. There's no, you know, there's no self-control. There's no barriers they give themselves. It's like, eat as much as you want, become a fat slob, have as much sex as you want, become the biggest slut in the world, whore yourself out, you know, make as much money and spend it all, and, you know, just live this very empty and, dare I say, disturbing life, right? That really leads to nowhere. All that does is lead you to misery, mental health issues, and depression. I mean, this is also a reason why women who were raised in fatherless homes by single mothers just generally have no self-esteem, right? They just have low self-esteem, and they do sleep around, right? They don't have that self-control, and this is something that really a father, a strong male role model, needs to instill in their child, right? Just that self-control. And I actually heard this, by the way, from, what's his name? Prager. He was on this channel, this podcast with Patrick Bet-David. He was talking about all this. It was a really great podcast that he did recently, but he was talking about all of this and how it's your self-esteem really does come from your self-control. And he was talking about how his dad criticized him more than he complimented him. I think that's another big thing with being a father too. A lot of people these days in our politically correct world will say, no, that's very abusive, mentally abusive to do that. But it works, right? It really does work. Like, my dad probably criticized me, I would say 95% of the time. Probably gave me shine maybe 5% of the time. But you know, the 5% of the time he gave me some shine, whew, man, it meant a whole lot, right? I mean, it stayed with me. But the other 95% where he was constantly criticizing me made me, like, work harder, right? Again, I mean, depends. He was different with my brothers and sisters. He was much harder on me. My dad really let me have it, you know, and I believe he was much harder than me, because he would always say, like, you reminded me of myself when I was young, and I think a lot of things he did wrong, he saw me doing wrong, and he just went extra hard on me, right? And again, well, it made me successful, obviously, right? Because I ended up becoming successful. Like, regardless of all the odds I had to overcome, the fact that we grew up without money, we didn't have money, I got in a lot of trouble. I mean, really, they thought I was not going to do anything in life, and I started to wonder that at one point too, but I was like, yeah, we'll figure something out. But because my dad was always hard on me, he criticized me more than he complimented me, it benefited me. It just benefited my psyche. It's just something about the way we're wired as guys that just works for us, right? It's kind of like when you don't want to finish your workout. Say you're at the gym, right? And you know that like you still got another half hour to go in your workout, and part of you is just like, you know what, man, it's been a long week. I just want to go home. I just want to go eat some French fries, and I'll come back tomorrow. But then as you think about that, you start talking to yourself and you're like, hey, you know what, you little bitch, get over that bench press and finish your workout, you little punk ass pussy, right? You start talking to yourself like that, right? I mean, I talk to myself like that. I'm like, you know, whenever I feel like, oh my gosh, still have half hour of this workout, I still got to shoot videos later. You know, I start talking to myself. I'm like, get it done, you know, get it done. You know, stop being a pussy, get it done, you know, and I get it done, right? I get it done. I find a way to get it done, to do it and get it done. Even tonight, as I got to my hotel room over here at the Hyatt, I just wanted to go sleep, man. My dog's already sleeping. We drove all the way from San Francisco. I just saw my parents drove like straight 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours. I'm exhausted, haven't really eaten much. I just want to go to bed. I didn't even have time to take a shower. I want to take a shower. I didn't have time. I was like, I want to shoot these coaching videos, knock these out. I got to get them done. And I'm like, do I really have to do this? Yeah, I got to do them. And I just pushed myself. And I'm doing them now, right? And obviously I'm not doing them like, okay, guys, self-esteem comes from lack of self-control. You know, I'm not doing that, right? I'm coming with a positive, good attitude, because as I teach you guys, attitude is everything. Even if you're dog tired, if you're, you know, if you've had a long day and you got to finish up your work or your workout, whatever, don't just get on there in the bench press and go, all right, son of a bitch, I got to do this. All right, somebody spot me. No, instead, come with the right attitude, right? This is why when I shoot these coaching videos, I come with the right attitude. You see me, even though I am exhausted internally, I'm full of energy, right? Because I want to energize you guys. I want you guys to feel my energy, feel my power. And hey, I'm a 50-year-old guy doing this. This is crazy, right? Oh man, M's a big 5-0. Nuts, right? Nuts, nuts, nuts. But your attitude is everything, fellas. Okay? You have to come with the right attitude. And that's obviously a video that I've done in the past, so I'm not going to get into tonight. I'm just going to close this one up and say, hey, drop your comments below. If you have anything else to add, anything I might have missed, please feel free to drop your comments below. I always love to see you guys in my comments. I always love to read those comments, so please drop those comments below. If you guys love my work, if it's helping you to become a better man, to achieve more, to grow, to become more enlightened, to become more red pill, if it's helping you out, the best way to support my work is by essentially becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. So take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.